Are you ready?
Quit time!
We are the best in the world at what we do.
It's the PriMalLow Wrestling Show with Robert Price, Tom Malloy, and your host, Rich Lopez.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to the monumental number 50th episode
Da, da, da.
of the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. I'm your host, Rich Lopez, and as always, I'm here with Tom Malloy and Price with the sound effects to my did I say left or right? I forget.
I'm on your right.
You're confusing me with the sound effects, that's why. Anyway, welcome.
Hello.
Hi.
Coming up on the show, we're going to be a little recap heavy in the beginning. We're going to recap the WWE Roadblock live event that took place this past Saturday.
Terrible.
Well, you already heard Price's thoughts. And then we're also going to recap Raw.
Terrible.
Thank you, Price. And then, as always, after that, we're going to do our topic discussion. This week is going to cover the Olympic hero, the Olympic gold medalist, Kurt Angle.
We're also going to have the PriMalLow Mailbag. This week's question comes from our old friend, the OL, Mike Danilevich.
Then we're going to conclude our show with a new segment, which we'll be doing for the next 3 weeks.
Huge segment.
Huge.
Big.
Big, like the big show. 7 foot tall. But regardless of that, we're going to have a Bracket Madness, 64 Superstar Tournament. Who, in our opinion, is the greatest wrestler of all time?
Ooh, I can't wait for that one. After this short break from Stone Cold. Why?
Because today is 3/16.
There you go. After this short break, we will continue our show with our Roadblock and Raw recap. Stay tuned. Yes, I'm sure Steve Austin will be in that tournament, but that's later. Right now, we're going to recap Roadblock. We'll start off with that one because that happened later, or I guess before Raw. So, Price, let's get right into it. You want me to read the results down, or you just want to?
Let's just go through it.
All right, real quick. Just going to go by the matches. There was only 3 advertised, and then it ended up being like 6 or 7, but Triple H successfully defended his title against Dean Ambrose, and I thought was a decent match, but obviously Malloy and Price will give you guys their thoughts. Brock Lesnar defeated Bray Wyatt and Luke Harper in a quote-unquote handicap match. It was pretty much Luke Harper versus Brock Lesnar. Bray Wyatt was outside the ring the whole time. We had the New Day successfully defending their tag team championships against Sheamus and Barrett. That's who it was, right?
Yes.
Okay. Divas champion Charlotte defeated Natalya in Natalya's hometown, so that's probably why she got the title shot, but unsuccessful in claiming the title. Chris Jericho defeated Jack Swagger. And Sami Zayn made his debut, I guess, on a special or pay-per-view, defeating Stardust. And then the NXT portion of the show, The Revival, Scott Dawson, Dash Wilder. Say that 5 times fast. Defeated Big Cass and Enzo Amore. So, Price, you already said it in the teaser for the show. You said it was terrible. Why?
Because you had the World Heavyweight Championship match. You had Triple H beating Dean Ambrose. Brock Lesnar match was a typical Brock Lesnar match in a live special, 5 minutes of nothing. New Day defeating Sheamus and Barrett, that was an awesome match. Then you had the Divas Championship match. At this point in the show, when the Divas Championship match happened, it was like nothing was even going on. It was like boring. Yeah. Then you had Chris Jericho versus Jack Swagger. Who is Jack Swagger?
Irrelevant.
And where is he?
Irrelevant.
Okay, and then you had Sami Zayn versus Stardust, which was a pretty good match.
I'm scared for Sami. I just don't think he's getting the crowd reaction.
They're pushing him way too fast, way too hard.
Mm-hmm.
Then you had the NXT Championship match, and the entire match, Michael Cole was like downing Big Cass and Enzo Amore.
Well, he's done that with every
NXT. He does that for everyone that's coming from NXT. How do you build people up? I know that that's his style, and maybe it worked for Daniel Bryan. But you see people like Kevin Owens, that's the reason why they're giving it so much at him, because he's just burying people. Mm-hmm. And that's not what you're supposed to do as an announcer.
No, you're supposed to have JBL the heel do that, and Byron Saxton do the contradiction part of it and build them up. Especially since he's from NXT, it would make sense. Yeah. I don't know why it's pretty much 2-on-1.
Saxton didn't even give any kind of insight or anything. This was his time to shine.
That's what I mean.
But that was my opinion on it.
I got you. Malloy, how about you?
Actually, didn't really. I'll give it maybe a 5 out of 10.
Ooh.
Whoa. 5 out of 10. My bad, that was my phone. Go ahead.
But I did like the World Heavyweight Championship match. I mean, it's unfortunate that we're not going to have that triple threat match at WrestleMania. But, it was a good match, whatever. really don't know why they couldn't have this match WrestleMania Lesnar versus Wyatt in general. I don't get the concept they're going with it.
Believe me, I don't either.
It was just a typical Lesnar match, like Rob said. I mean, it is what it is, and hopefully there's a future feud between these two.
I heard that's what they were saving it for.
Yeah,
But
New Day was a great match. I can't say much more about that. It was just overall a great match. Divas Championship match, just
I know how you are. You're waiting for the WrestleMania one to maybe. I think that's going to sway him.
Yes. Chris Jericho, though, versus Jack Swagger. Yes, I know Jack Swagger is irrelevant. But Chris Jericho played a great heel.
He's always played a great heel.
He still has it. Like denouncing Canada, like his hometown.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And that was cool. Sami Zayn, I think he's going to get lost in the shuffle.
I think so, too.
If he does not have an outstanding match with Owens at WrestleMania, it's going to be sink or swim for him. And then, like, NXT Championship match, tag team titles, good match. They're two skilled teams. Like Price said, like with the announcing and stuff, like that's why I don't like Baron Saxon. He's kind of just like he's made into like this persona of like the good commentator, but he's just a horrible commentator in my opinion.
So it's not credible, right?
No, he's not a credible. He's not a credible commentator.
Real quick, I'm pretty much going to touch on what everybody said. I guess just shorten this part up of the first segment. I really enjoyed the title match with Triple H and Dean Ambrose. It was really cool how they played with the crowd with the 3 count, and then it was immediately called back. I thought that was really creative. And it's just a huge, like, F off to the crowd. You know what I mean? Like, see, we could play with you guys. And it's just going to make people hate Reigns more, unfortunately. But, yeah, that was a good match. And now I think the pressure is really on Reigns because if they don't have a good match, they're going to compare that match to this Roadblock main event. And if it doesn't deliver, then Reigns is going to get more booed than ever. Also, I did like the New Day match. That was pretty good. Excuse me. Yeah, Sami Zayn, I just don't know. I mean, he gets a good I guess he gets a crowd pop for his entrance, when he comes out. But
just because his entrance song is just really catchy. That's
it
why.
Is, yeah. I just don't know what it is with him. I like him a lot, but I just feel like the crowd hasn't really attached to him right now.
Maybe the Canadian fans are starting into NXT as much as maybe the US is.
No, Canadians love wrestling.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I don't know. We'll see. Give it time. I mean, it's only, his first week on the roster, I guess, main roster. And then the NXT Championship match I enjoyed a lot. The only thing I just don't like about it is I just feel that they're going to keep having Enzo and Big Cass lose on these specials, and it's just going to, I guess, discredit what they can do on the main roster, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
So that's something I would have changed. I would have changed the outcome and then have them lose in NXT Dallas. Just to have them win on a live event special would be good, because I think besides Brooklyn, they've lost a couple, right? I don't know if they lost all of them, but since Brooklyn.
London, too.
That's what I'm saying. They lost London. They lost, this one. They lost a couple, so I wish they changed that. And then I really wish Bray and Brock, I'm kind of happy they saved it, but I just didn't like how the match went. They made Bray look really, really scared. I didn't like that. So I wish they changed that. But that was Roadblock. It was a subpar, like you said, 5 out of 10. I guess you can't get any better, so WrestleMania could possibly be better. We'll see.
Yeah.
But let's just go to Raw real quick. A couple points here. We had Neville get injured against Jericho, which I don't know if you guys saw that video of Jericho talking to Charles Robinson. Did you see that?
No.
Yes.
It's amazing.
Great.
Foley passes the quote-unquote torch to Dean Ambrose. I'm sure you enjoyed that a lot, Price. I'll let you talk on that after I finish these last 2 bullet points. Roman Reigns returned and busted open Triple H. Got 6 staples. And then Undertaker and Shane's confrontation. I'll let you guys elaborate on all those points if you want. Price, you can start off.
Fully passing the torch to Ambrose was a great thing.
I didn't elaborate what the torch was. Can you do that for everybody?
It was the barbed wire baseball bat.
Yes.
I really hope that Dean Ambrose uses this at WrestleMania.
Yes.
And from what I've seen with Triple H being busted open, more suggestive language. You have Roman Reigns that was busted open. Now, if they allow this, wrestling might be starting to get good again.
You think it's just only for
but it's a
WrestleMania
cheap
season?
way. It's the cheap way.
Oh, like not to the head or anything. I know what you mean. I got you.
But, hey, blood is blood. Undertaker and Shane confrontation. I'm in fear that this match is going to be terrible from what it looks like. I'm really banking on the fact of Tom's idea from weeks ago that Shane McMahon brings out somebody. Hopefully it's Sting. or Sting appears in this match or something like that.
Run in maybe from somebody else.
It
Like
doesn't
Cena,
matter. Hopefully it's not
Shawn
Cena.
Michaels, Austin, Rock,
Well,
Mick
whatever.
Foley.
Anyway, hey now.
I was just thinking about that.
But other than that, whatevs.
Yeah, that Raw wasn't the greatest. Well, what were your thoughts on anything?
Awesome thing with Foley passing the torch to Ambrose, because I know 3 or 4 years ago, Ambrose, when he was still in NXT, he came and like tried to start like a feud with Foley, but Foley was like, I can't really wrestle anymore.
WrestleMania Access, they tried to do it, and Foley was all for it. And then he went for his impact test, and he could not be cleared.
Yeah,
that would have been awesome because there was a really good storyline behind that. But that was cool because Ambrose he's pretty much Foley, Brian Pillman, and Austin all in one.
Yeah, you can see that.
You could see that 3 mix of the combo. Reigns returning. Actually, I want to comment on when Triple H did the promo. I was dying, dude.
I know. I just hated it. It really questions the wrestling fans' integrity.
Yeah, and he stole. It was pretty much like a Dusty Rhodes, like kind of a promo, but with the heelish side to it. And then he's like, "We all know you guys love Roman Reigns," and the crowd starts booing it.
Yeah,
like what is Triple H thinking in his head? Is like as a wrestler, as a writer,
he's not the writer though. That's the thing. If it was NXT, you really think he would let that happen, knowing that the fans
Reigns would be the heel.
Exactly.
Because Triple H, they're gonna like
he got cheered in Toronto.
Yeah,
he gets booed all the time in Toronto when it comes to him and Shawn Michaels because of what happened.
Yeah,
right.
And Triple H got cheered at Roadblock against the most over person in the company at the moment. The whole thing's ridiculous. But nevertheless, I mean, Roman Reigns coming back, yeah, it's cool. I really don't care.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of Reigns has to be heel for me to like him.
I agree.
And honestly, it's crazy because I enjoy watching Cena. I like Cena.
Oh, really?
I cannot stand Reigns.
I just don't like, when it comes to, like, for me.
Because they're force feeding. Like Cena, I like Cena since 2002.
Well, see, I like Cena. I like when stuff is natural.
Yeah.
Now, was he naturally a rapper? No. But his attitude seemed real. Do you know what I mean?
He just came out with a new rap with someone, didn't he?
Well, no, he does freestyle. I'm saying, like, does he walk around with a throwback jersey on all the time? No. But, I mean, his attitude was raw, and it looked like it was natural at that time. When you're that age, like, he was Reigns' age. Reigns is 28, 29. That attitude is, there's really, I mean, I guess you could be mature, but, I mean, I know you're a little brash. I know you're a little cocky. I know you're a little confident. That's why I like natural stuff. Make it real. Yeah. Don't be this, I'm going to never give up stuff when, especially you were the biggest heel in the biggest group 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? You're the monster heel in the Shield.
Yeah.
That's what I can't stand.
And to me, too, actually, I really enjoyed Triple H versus Dolph Ziggler. That was a real fast, that was a quick match.
I just don't understand how that's going to come to fruition with this Ziggler versus Authority thing. I guess we'll figure that out.
Maybe Ziggler's going to get a little over again.
Yeah, we'll see. But yeah, the Triple H promo, I wanted to talk on that and then I guess close out this thing. I'm really getting sick of people, like, I guess the writers questioning the wrestling fans' integrity or intelligence, like you said, Malay. Because Triple H gives this great promo, which I thought was maybe about 2 minutes too long. It was just a little too long. But in the beginning part, that's when everybody got the boos and cheers. You know, he says, you guys cheer, you guys love Dean Ambrose. You guys love Roman Reigns. He knows. He's been fighting for a heel push since November. Yeah. You know what I mean? He knows fans don't like him. So it has sucked that even Triple H had to say it. If it was anybody else, I guess it could possibly work. But we all know that Triple H knows he's not over.
If he said it about Dean Ambrose, that would have been completely different. The crowd would have went like, what the hell?
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
Boo.
So when you say that and you get booed, I can't imagine what he's thinking because he knows, he's like, you know what? I just blew the match because my promos are supposed to, get me over as a heel, get him over as a face, and it's not working. How is it?
Triple H is a face.
That's what I mean. I think there has to be a double turn or something. I think Triple H he's just too smart to not let this.
Is he just going to lay down for Roman?
I don't know.
That would ruin the main event of WrestleMania.
Well, he's not going to lay down. Yeah. But I mean, I don't know. Something has to happen because Triple H is too smart for that, and he knows what the wrestling fans want. To go with you, Price, the Undertaker's, the closing segment of Raw with Undertaker and Shane, I am not sold on this match. Like I told you, everybody's talking about this big jump, all that stuff. It's 15 years ago. I don't think Undertaker can take that because he barely got Shane up for a chokeslam, even though Shane helped him. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah, the first one.
Yeah. And then Shane, I don't know what he's doing with these punches. Is that like a judo thing?
It's
or
like
a Muay Thai
MMA thing.
Which it is, but I just feel like it's just not.
It doesn't fit the style because Undertaker's supposed to be this guy, the excellent striker. And
Exactly.
Shane McMahon is just like, oh, look
but it's
at
like
me,
really
bam, bam,
quick.
bam.
Yeah, it's really
And
like it's
Undertaker
like
just throws him
Yeah.
like there's nothing.
That was good when he was like wrestling X-Pac like 15 years
yeah,
ago.
maybe. But I mean, like, I don't know. I just wasn't. It just doesn't look believable, especially when he did it last week with the security guards. Like, I don't know. It just doesn't look right.
Shane McMahon's not a good wrestler. He's good at taking. He's a good daredevil.
Yeah, exactly. So I just don't know how that's gonna work. And then I guess they're gonna make Undertaker heel. I don't
know.
I mean, we'll see. But hopefully that ends in like a.
He went after Vince too. So I mean,
I know, but like I don't know. There's
neutral.
Before that, it just seemed really, really weird. But
to me, if they're gonna play this match out, Shane versus Taker will just never back down from a fight.
Hopefully they continue that for the next 2 weeks. Because right now I feel like it's almost neutral, but there's a heelish Taker there.
Yeah, is Vince gonna walk Taker to the ring?
I have no idea.
I don't know what's gonna happen.
I'm still upset that Triple H has.
Oh yeah,
that'd be terrible, dude.
He'd be like, "Oh yes."
I really just hope that Triple H has some say in this storyline because I'm a little upset that he has no say in the Shane McMahon authority for Raw thing. I don't know, but we'll see. We just another 2 more weeks before Mania, so hopefully there's a little bit more of a clear picture for.
Oh God, they need help.
Week.
The writing staff needs help. Please listen to our show.
I really think they do. Yeah, please listen to our show.
Because if WrestleMania isn't good, I'm getting rid of the network.
No.
You can't do that with all the historical stuff you can watch. I don't know. I think I would get rid of it for that purpose.
Cancel network. Hashtag cancel the network.
And real quick,
No, we're not really like that.
There's 4. Yeah, we're not that petty. There's 4 matches that are possibly added to WrestleMania 32. 2 of them are rematches.
Awesome.
Of course.
I can't stand that. I hate that. WrestleMania starts rivalries. It's a build up to, I guess, the promos, and it starts the wrestling rivalry. And I just, that's my biggest pet peeve, probably like writing.
Well, let's just get off the segment then.
We're going to get out the segment, and we're going to go right to Kurt Angle, who is the subject of our topic discussion. After this short break, Kurt Angle. Stay tuned.
Hey, I'm Tom Malloy from the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Do you like Facebook? Do you like wrestling? Like our page. Search the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Enjoy.
Welcome back. It is time for our topic discussion, which we always do weekly. This week we're going to talk about Kurt Angle, who recently, at first it was a rumor that he was discussing whatever he was discussing with Triple H, who met, I guess they were both at the International Sports Hall of Fame, where Kurt Angle was inducted.
Arnold Classic.
Yes, Arnold Classic. And then, like 2 days later, they said that they really didn't talk at all. So, I mean, obviously it's a lot of he said, she said.
He said.
I was going to say, I guess that. But still, I wanted to bring the topic up because, I don't know, I guess everything's more WrestleMania creative based and not really, what if based. So I wanted to do this. So, do you think Kurt Angle, who obviously had a great career in WWE from 1999 to 2006, well, hey, you're a big Angle fan, right?
Yeah.
I thought you were. So I'll let you start it off. Do you think he will ever come back to WWE? Because he left kind of abruptly.
Yes.
So, you will? Okay.
Yeah, I just think at that point in time when he left, I think he was just unhappy with his position with the company. I mean, he was working in ECW. ECW, as we all know, turned out to be horrendous. I think he just wasn't happy, and I think if he comes back and the offer's right and the money's right, he's going to come back. I mean, he has to.
Do you think he's worth part-time scheduling, though?
Personally, I think Angle should do one last run, go through WrestleMania, and hang up the boots.
So not even part-time, but maybe like SummerSlam to WrestleMania?
SummerSlam to WrestleMania kind of a thing, because to me, he's old. He's up there. He's had a lot of neck injuries over the years, back injuries, everything else. He's good for one last run, and then he would be fantastic in NXT as a trainer.
Okay. That's
for physical wrestling.
Yeah, that's awesome. Price, how about you?
Yeah, I would like him to come back. He has shown interest that he wants to make his last run in WWE. Might as well do it. I mean, when he was coming to his abrupt end in WWE, he was awesome.
Yeah.
You've seen him in ECW. He was that heel. He was playing it awesome. He was, I've been here for a while. I don't need to take anything from anyone. Mm-hmm. And just suplexing people and breaking their ankles.
He was Brock Lesnar before Brock Lesnar when it came to suplexes. Do you think he would do you think he would be part-time? Do you think he deserves part-time?
He deserves part-time in order for that, but I would like to go along with what Tom said and just have him have one last run. When should he come back? Yeah. Survivor Series. Be surprised at Survivor Series for some sort of thing, and then that way he doesn't have that long of a run from August to
March or April.
Yeah, so
it says November to April.
Yeah.
So he has to do
Uh,
surprise at Survivor Series, then
Survivor Series works too. That was when he debuted.
right?
Yeah.
Or even Royal Rumble guest entrant the Rumble
Yeah.
or something. Maybe he can even win the Rumble, win one more time.
I think that's kind of a stretch. I mean, that's always going against what we always say.
Yeah,
you
don't want
part-timers
part-timers,
winning. I mean, granted, he would probably want to be a part-timer for 3 months, but I just feel like it wouldn't be believable. You're just hurting talent that's been there all year.
Exactly.
But that's how that's how I'm always against.
But that's
that,
WWE creative, right?
That's true. I mean, it could work. He might even, he might even be the main event. He might do a run-in against Reigns. I mean, that's what they were talking about. Triple H brings in Angle
For security.
I do agree with you guys. I was thinking SummerSlam to WrestleMania, not part-time. I mean, like full-time. Maybe take a couple weeks off. But when you said Survivor Series, that made a lot more sense to me because that's when he did debut.
And it's so much closer, and his body doesn't need to be taken.
Because he did take neck surgeries, and if he takes one bad bump, that's literally the end of it. I definitely think they could do a lot of good marketing with him. I don't know, just because when he left, I feel like him going to SmackDown, which was in the end of 2005, really early in 2006, he was, I don't know, I felt like he was like really established. His attitude was, I mean, I know
Humble.
it was heelish, but I mean, I think a lot of people respected it because he, like you said, he claimed like he's been here for a while. He's not going to take anybody's you-know-what. And he was like a badass, I guess. Just not as big as Brock Lesnar, but that's the vibe I get from it now.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I do like the Survivor Series or WrestleMania thing. Now let's talk rivalries, just to close out this real quick. Price, I'll let you go. Who would you like to see him, if he came back, be a rival with?
Him versus Brock. The Wyatts versus said that he wanted to mentor. The Wyatts versus American Alpha with Kurt.
Yes.
Him versus Seth Rollins, and him versus Cena.
Ooh, they had good matches in 05.
They had great matches.
Great matches in 05. I always say Jericho and Angle propelled Cena into this just to entertainer, into, okay, he can do a couple moves in the ring. I mean, he can't carry a match by himself, but he could, if he has a good dancing partner, he could have great matches. Not just get by, he could have great matches.
And when they fired Y2J, and then Cena was like all happy and everything else, and they brought out Kurt Angle, he looked like a monster.
Yep. So, how about you? What do you think about rivalries with?
I got a couple in mind. I mean, you got to have Jack Swagger versus Angle. That's just a match that has to happen, in my opinion.
You know how long it's going to take to build up Swagger for that, though?
Yeah.
Just have him alive to that.
No, I mean,
that's
it would just be like
That
that's like the match you'd have to be coming out for, like Angle or Swagger could cut like a promo, and that's how Angle could be brought back. Like, no, I'm the American, and like have Jack.
I wasn't
Swagger
trying to
fired.
down you. I was just wondering, like, because
No, the Patriot is the American.
Yeah, word.
And then the Patriot lock versus the ankle lock. Then Cena would be a great one. Lesnar, yet again, that'd be a great one also. But it'd even be better if Daniel Bryan does take a year off. No wrestling whatsoever. His brain does
regenerate.
Hey, it's possible.
I'm not saying no. It's just funny the way you. I was
Brian,
waiting for somebody to say Bryan.
Bryan versus Angle would be. They could both retire after.
He's wanted that forever.
They could both retire after that.
That's probably what they would do.
They would have to do it because I don't think Bryan would be able to. I mean, Bryan could probably survive it. But
Yeah. How about you?
You know what? If I had to rank him on my all-time greats, I'd say number 20.
Number 20?
Number 20.
I forgot that last question, but I also didn't finish the answer to mine.
Jeez.
No, I'm joking. I would love to see Angle versus Cesaro, especially since Bryan is not there anymore. Originally, it was Bryan and Lesnar, but I think I'm switching. Just because the neck injuries with Lesnar, even though he, as vicious as Lesnar looks, he's really never injured anybody.
yeah, he's pretty safe to work with.
It's what I mean,
from
yeah.
many
Even
documentaries.
Flair,
and stuff.
yeah, Flair's always said that. He's like, he looks like he'll kill you, but he's really, really, safe. But Cesaro's the first one that comes to my mind, and Seth Rollins is my number 2 when it comes to that. And then I guess Brock Lesnar would be a third, just to maybe rekindle it, because I mean that was a great wrestling rivalry.
Yeah,
Nobody
that could
ever
be
take
that could be like his send off match at like a WrestleMania or something like that.
Definitely. And then I would love for him just to have American Alpha be behind him, like he said.
Who was in America now?
I'm sorry, Jason. It's
Jason Jordan and Chad Gable.
Jordan and Gable, they changed their name.
Oh, okay, so they're from
NXT.
they're from TNA.
No, they're from NXT.
Oh, because they dress like the
They
The
dress
world's
like
greatest.
Angle?
They're almost
Yeah.
like the world's greatest tag team,
Yeah.
but
And they go Gable
yeah,
to like
to
they
Angle
chant
song.
to Angle song.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, so it'd be cool to just have them come up and just even like not even have a match.
Give them some.
Just give them some exposure so people know who they are, and that could be the reverse effect of what they're doing now, which is just pushing NXT talent to where we don't like them, and then they get lost in the shuffle. Just have him behind him, be his, I guess, wrestling security. I mean, you know what I mean, like collegiate guys.
Right.
So, yeah, and then where do I rank him? It depends what you want to do. I mean, I always compare him to Undertaker, as in, like, a remembrance standpoint. Like, when you think of certain generations, I feel like you always forget Angle. If that makes any sense. Like, when you think of Attitude Era, you always think Rock Austin, Mankind, Triple H, and then Undertaker, Kane, and Big Show. And then the next generation right after that, you think of Cena, Orton, Batista, Angle, because he was still in there. Do you know what I mean? If that makes any sense. And then Undertaker. That's how I always.
Undertaker was always.
But I mean, like he's always like the fourth or fifth that you think of, no matter what generation. Even though he was always booked amazing. Same thing for me with Kurt Angle. Obviously, I don't like us wrestling fans don't forget them, but when it comes to marketing like T-shirts and DVDs, they're always not the first person that you would put on the DVD cover.
Yeah,
if that makes any sense, or a T-shirt. So I don't know. I'd probably put him in definitely top 25 overall because he was really funny. His skits with Austin were amazing. But
God, yeah.
Where would you rank him?
Technical wrestling wise, I put him in top 10. Overall talent, from charisma to everything else, I put him in top 25 without a doubt.
Cool.
Top 30.
Well, that's our topic discussion. When we come back, it is time to get some social media on, and it is our PriMalLow Mailbag. Price will host, and Malloy will give us our social media rundown like we've been doing for the last couple weeks. So get your game faces ready. Ready? Because after the short break, you guys are taking over. Stay tuned, guys.
Set, go.
Hi, I'm Robert from the PriMalLow Wrestling Show, here to tell you about our Twitter account. Follow our page at PriMalLow Show for fan interaction regarding professional wrestling. Thank you, and we can't wait to hear from you. And welcome back. Before we get into the PriMalLow Mailbag, Tom, do your thing.
Okay. Hey, you guys could follow us on Twitter at PriMalLow Show. You guys can listen to us weekly on SoundCloud at the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. You could also like us on Facebook. Just search the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Or you can join our group, the PriMalLow Wrestling Show group.
Yes.
Or if you want to read about what we're thinking about during the week, you can always read about us on Blogger. Just search the PriMalLowWrestlingShow.blogspot.com. And then if you want to listen to us even more, go on YouTube. Search the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Search for our weekly episodic episodes.
This week's number 50. Anytime before that, you can look. Go ahead, Price.
All right. Now it's my turn. All right.
Hey, you're the host.
Sounds good. I am the host. So I'm going to be hosting this. This week's questions come from Michael Danilevich. He's our OL.
Original listener.
Thank you. And he says, quote, my biggest wrestling mysteries. Did Neville's prior name, PAC, stand or mean anything?
I'm not a historian like that. I'm not going to lie. I keep my focus on, I know some TNA. I know some Ring of Honor. It's mainly just WCW, WWE. I know he was in an Irish wrestling organization, right?
Right.
Yeah, so I honestly do not know. Do you know, Price?
I'll get to that in a second.
So you're gonna make us look really good right now. But,
how about you, Tom?
I actually have no idea, but I'm going to take a guess at it.
You take a guess.
Patrick Adrian Campbell.
That is very close.
I was actually gonna say it's probably his initials for his name, right?
No.
It's not. Okay, go ahead though.
Powerful and cool.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
I from like the Irish organization. I'm like, maybe I had like a really Irish name.
Yeah,
Neville is pretty cool. He's a great wrestler. Pretty small.
But he's a great wrestler.
But they could put him in that kind of intercontinental thing. They just have divisions. That's how I always thought of it. If they have divisions, like certain people go for the World Heavyweight Championship, certain people are for the Intercontinental, certain people are for the United States. Kind of like in the older games, you've seen that you had a list of things. You couldn't go from, just going for the World Heavyweight. Rey Mysterio messed that up. Another reason why I don't like Rey.
Yeah, what else
but anyways,
part-timers going right for the WWE title because now there's no full-timers that look legitimate.
All right.
But Neville is amazing. And
so,
thank you for that question.
Thank you. And here's his second question. Why do some Japanese wrestlers use all caps for their name?
I'm thinking, I don't even know. I'm trying to think of a reasoning. The one I always think about is Taka Michinoku. Because when it came up on graphics, it wasn't. But I think for like website purposes, it was. Or something like that. So I'm trying to think. I'm assuming it's something for their language or something. I could be completely wrong. That's what I'm assuming, though.
I'm just thinking of the fact, like, all the letters in, like, the Japanese, Chinese language are all just, like, all the same font, I guess, more or less. So maybe it's taking that over or making their name look like an impact because when you write something in all capital letters, it's more of a statement. You're shouting it.
That's good.
So that's just my assumption on it.
The way that I predicted was that it was exactly what Tom said. They have to show their importance with all caps. And also over there, they don't really have the capitals, lowercase.
That's
so
what I mean.
they just
I think
pushing
it's a formal language
and
thing.
It makes them seem more important if everything's in capitals here in America. So, and the last thing that he says, well, the very next to last thing, he says, does the PriMalLow gang have any wrestling mysteries? Rich.
What do you mean? As in, like, what do we think of a mystery? Like,
any of them that you had from yours that you've seen?
I can't really think of any. Like, as a young kid, I'm trying to think of any. I used to always wonder how they used to get. This is back when you think, whatever I don't see on TV or whatever I see on TV, the people in the arena used to see on TV. Obviously, when you're younger, you're more naive. So I used to always think, like I always told you, one of my first Undertaker memory is him bringing Diesel down. So I was like, how did he get there and stay there the whole time? But obviously, you know how. He probably was in a group of the ring crew of bringing the steel cage and just went underneath and just stayed there. Because Mick Foley did that at the Beware of Dog like 3 months later. And he thought
Brian did that too.
Yeah, and
a lot of people do.
Yeah, exactly. So that's just always one of the mysteries I had with growing up. Now, since I really can't think of it. I was thinking buried alive matches too.
Right.
Because, like, I don't know. I don't know.
How about you, Tom?
Buried alive match would be number one. Like, how do you just, lay in dirt, and then how the hell do they get you out of there? Number two would be, how do these wrestlers get underneath the ring and then come right out? Like Kane, like, coming out and taking Daniel Bryan to hell, for instance, or attempting to. So, like, how do you get underneath there? How long are they underneath there? Stuff like that.
The one thing I want to know is is it always that's actually the one thing with the British Bulldog. That's actually probably my biggest mystery. Remember, he wasn't supposed to take that bump in that corner of the ring. Now, is that throughout the whole pay-per-view? Or do the rings crew, like, loosen up that part of the ring, if that makes any sense?
Right.
Like right before the match or 2 matches before or when, like, so I think it's more of like ring crew, referees. Because I always thought about Rumble too, but Corderas on his blog kind of answered that. So
what did he say?
It was just about, wrestling. Wrestlers get told by the referees how much time is left before somebody should get thrown out, when the next entrant comes out, all that stuff. Who should be eliminated in what order. And just all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of communicating that the referees do to the talent in the ring while making it look like they're just standing there, which I think is awesome. So, yeah, that got answered already, but that was another one I always had. How about you?
My 2 is, number 1, who tried to blow up Vince McMahon's limo when he was in Wilkes-Barre?
It wasn't us.
And he died.
It wasn't us.
It was not us. We were walking to our car because somebody on the show said, let's go to the car. And we did, and while we're walking, we heard a loud explosion.
That's fault. Well, that's because it was the sound effects in the arena. Remember, they did that the Saturday before.
Right. And my number 2 is in the ladder match with Stone Cold Steve Austin versus Vince McMahon and Shane McMahon for the company, who pulled the contract up, forcing Shawn Michaels, forcing Stone Cold not to be able to grab the contract for the company.
I've always wished they did that. Oh, another mystery real quick, writing-wise. Why Tess never got to face Triple H after Triple H interfered in the Stephanie McMahon wedding with Tess. Remember I talked to you about that a couple weeks ago?
Right.
At least they should have fought at Armageddon, and Triple H could have won and ended it right there. I don't know how he never got a chance to.
If we missed any mysteries, or if you have any mysteries yourself, why don't you could post them on our group page or anywhere else that we've said on our social medias. One last thing that Mike said, Jakara Wrestling is coming to the northeastern Pennsylvania area next month, so check them out.
Definitely check them out. Definitely hit us up on social media, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, SoundCloud, all that. I will reiterate the websites later, or I should say Malloy will. If he doesn't want to, I will. But thank you.
When we come back, we will have the Bracket Madness, our new segment.
Can we just say thank you to Mike first?
I said thank you.
I didn't hear you say thank you.
Say
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, Mike.
Thank you.
I'm the host.
I know you are, but you gotta show appreciation. Now you can close it out.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, host.
When we come back, our new segment, Bracket Madness. Who is the greatest of all time? We are the PriMalLow Wrestling Show.
Hey, I'm Rich Lopez from the PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Don't forget to hear our new episodes of the PriMalLow Wrestling Show on SoundCloud. Episodes are uploaded every Tuesday night. Thank you for tuning in.
Welcome back. It is time for our fourth but final segment of the show because this is going to take a little bit of time. I want to thank Price and Malloy for helping me out and giving myself a breather, I guess.
Yo.
Thank you, Mike, for those questions again. And I've made it an emphasis to learn some stuff outside of WWE and WCW. And with that questionnaires, which I really do appreciate because it's a global thing, it just showed me that I really need to step up my game. But anyway, this segment is called Bracket Madness. The reason why is because March Madness brackets just came out. I'm a huge sports fan, and the NCAA tournament just came out. So I thought, why don't we just take that, kind of translate it to WWE, WCW, just pretty much his history of professional wrestling. So what we have here, we're going to do, on this episode, we're going to do just the first round. We're going to talk about each matchup. There's 64 superstars. I know I probably missed a couple. I just told you guys before the show.
But this is our bracket.
Yeah, it's ours. I mean, obviously, just like in the real sports world, there are snubs. If you guys really are upset about a snub, let us know on social media, and we can talk about it. If you guys are happy about the field, let us know, and we can talk about it.
Abdul the Butcher did not make it because of me.
That is, yes. I mean, but yes. I mean, Malloy wanted him, but I think it was more of a joke for Price.
Yeah, it was.
Okay. But all right, here we go. So, like I said, there's 64 superstars. You're gonna hear all their names, so we're gonna go over these 32 matches, real quick, lightning round. First match, I kind of gave him the overall 1 seed, even though they're not listed here. Steve Austin versus Yokozuna Malloy.
Austin.
316, Austin.
Tomorrow is 316.
Today is 316.
Well, yeah, but one time this year is 316. And I'm going with Austin. By the way, if you want to look at the bracket, go on Facebook, Blogger, and Twitter. They're up there. And fill one out and let us know. Anyway, second match. Bob Backlund versus Kane.
Bob Backlund.
Kane.
Bob Backlund.
Ooh.
That's the first one, yeah. Real quick, why did you pick Kane?
I don't know. When I just think of Bob Backlund, I'm just like, I really never really liked him.
Okay.
That's it?
And Kane, is just if you had the big red machine as he was when he first came in at his prime, he would have destroyed Bob Backlund.
Back in the day, it was just wrestling.
All wrestlers are in their prime for argument's sake.
For argument's sake,
Yeah.
all wrestlers are in the prime, and pretty much how you fill out the bracket is based on your taste. Is it actual wrestling? Is it entertainment overall character? That's why it's such
the character
an
itself too. Kane would just. That's why I just felt that way. Kane, just a more diabolical force.
I got you. Next one, we have Ted DiBiase versus Taz, who was really, really known in ECW. Had 2 years of a run in WWE. Price.
Since Ted DiBiase never won anything in his life, Ted DiBiase.
Nice. How about you?
I have Taz.
I got Ted DiBiase.
Ooh.
I kind of feel bad. I mean, Boy just went 0 for 2. By the way, we're doing majority rules here, so. Sting and British Bulldog. Boy.
Sting.
Stinger.
Why not British Bulldog? Somebody want to, just to give some substance
you
here.
had the WCW versus British Bulldog.
The face of the Intercontinental Championship in the WWE.
His partner got hurt, so now they had to make him a singles partner.
Gotcha.
Singles competitor.
He was a good wrestler, by the way.
He was good by
Sting was just
himself.
more notorious.
Yeah.
Next one, we have Jerry Lawler versus Gorilla Monsoon. If you didn't watch any wrestling before the blow-up era, I call it, from 85 on, Gorilla Monsoon was huge. So was Jerry Lawler, actually. So this is a pretty good one for the pre-commercial stages of wrestling. Price.
Gorilla Monsoon.
Okay, how about you?
I have Gorilla Monsoon.
Oh, nice. I was expecting a little tussle there. I also have Gorilla Monsoon. Anybody want to explain why they picked him?
Because he was huge.
That's it.
Literally.
Because whenever they needed a big heel to go against anybody like
Andre or San
Andre
Martino.
or any of them for the territories, they picked Gorilla Monsoon because he was good.
He was good. Also, he did one of the first interpromotional sports things with Muhammad Ali.
Yes, he did.
So there's that. Here's a good one. Depends if you want to go super heel that was hated or super face that was just loved by fans.
Battle of the Cocaine.
That too. Ultimate Warrior versus Iron Sheik. Price.
Sorry, Sheiky baby, but I'm going with Ultimate Warrior.
Warrior.
I love Sheik, but I gotta go Warrior. My inner 6-year-old is saying Warrior. All right. Hold on, let me just write that down. Sorry, it's gonna take me some time. Here's a good one. I feel like this is gonna be more split if we have people fill out brackets. Edge versus Terry Funk. Price.
Uptown Funk gonna give it to you.
Funk, okay.
I have Edge.
I have Edge.
Ah.
I sided with Malloy. Look at that. He's happy now. Why did you pick Terry Funk?
Because the Funker went for years upon years upon years, and even when he was broken down, man, he still was able to give it to people.
Is that a promo?
Still till this day.
It's a promo, I'm assuming. But okay, I got Edge just because of all the matches he's done, and even he was a good wrestler, but he just did those matches to get the gratification for the crowd. So next one we have Nikolai Volkov versus Undertaker. Do we need to
Taker.
Taker.
Taker? Do we want to even explain why? Do we need to?
Because Undertaker for years upon years is still giving it to. Even though Nikolai is doing it in the independent scene, Taker's just
on an impactful scale. It's just not even
Right.
close. All right, here goes the bottom of the bracket. Still the first round, just another bracket. I call it the Ric Flair bracket because he's the number 1 seed. I pretty much said Ric Flair or Ernie Ladd, who was one of the biggest African American wrestlers at that time when it wasn't known, like it wasn't seen that often. So figured out to give him some love. Price, who you got?
woo.
All right, who do you got?
Flair.
Flair as well. Just redefine what a champion should look like. You know, suits. Talk about it. I'm better than you. Just change the whole
Rolex
game.
wearing.
Can go 60 minutes
Limousine
easy
riding.
in the ring. You know.
Jet
So
flying.
Son of a gun.
yeah. So just great. Here's an intriguing one. I kind of have a feeling. I mean, I feel like on a tragedy level, obviously it's not that hard, but on a wrestling career wise, it could be up for discussion. Big Show versus Owen Hart.
Owen Hart.
What do you got?
Owen Hart.
I got Owen Hart too. Just a good wrestler and very good on the mic and good entertainer overall. Chris Jericho versus Tito Santana. 2 really good wrestlers. One more underrated than the other one. Price.
Y2J.
Y2J.
Y2J. Jericho. Like I said, Santana was good, but he just didn't have the impact that Chris Jericho had. So here's another good one. Battle of the Giants. No pun intended. Andre the Giant versus Psycho Sid. Boy.
I have Andre the Giant.
I have Andre as well. Price.
I went with Mike Danilevich's favorite, Andre the Giant.
There you go. Next one, Bruno Sammartino, who was obviously Hogan before Hogan and can actually wrestle and sell out by wrestling, or Scott Hall, who was obviously known for making the transition from WWE to WCW and elevating their game as a company. Price.
Say goodbye to the bad guy. I picked Bruno.
Boy.
Bruno Sammartino.
I also picked Bruno just because he sold out Madison Square Garden more than anybody ever. So, and that's a huge feat. So, Jake Roberts versus Billy Graham. Billy Graham was the one who ended, wasn't it? Did he end Sammartino, or am I just being
He picked up where Sammartino left off, I
as
believe.
a heel though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
He was Hogan 20 years.
He really was. He looked like him and acted like him.
Yeah.
So, Price.
I went with Jake the Snake Roberts.
Yeah, I wonder why. Boy.
I have a superstar Billy Graham.
Really?
Yeah.
I got Jake Roberts.
Well,
Fiddles.
That was kind of hard. I don't know. Jake was actually a good wrestler and a great talker, just like Billy Graham. Probably a better wrestler, though. Here is a hard one for me. I don't know how it was for everybody else. Mr. Perfect versus CM Punk. Price.
Punk.
Punk.
I had perfect, but I got outnumbered there.
So you do not have a perfect bracket.
I do not. It was Punk, right? I almost cheated. No, I'm joking. Why perfect over Punk?
Because CM,
Wrestling scale was even. Just trying to give
just
some
the
substance.
impact of what he had for different organizations going on.
Okay.
Because it's clobbering time.
Ah,
That's how I was
okay.
doing that.
I got
Wow, this is the first time that somebody else did something on here.
you. Nice.
Creative.
Next one is Sergeant Slaughter versus Triple H. It is a battle of the In Your House Generation X December pay-per-view in 97. Who do you have?
Well, they're not swapping spit, so Triple H.
What? Eddie.
Sergeant Slaughter would always spit.
Oh, I got you. They weren't talking on the mic.
I have the game.
I wonder
Triple
why.
H, he went in the middle of the ring.
Is that why?
Don't finish that
But-
quota.
Yeah, please don't. Sergeant Slaughter was huge before WrestleMania. He had his own, G.I. Joe. He was on G.I. Joe all the time. or something.
G.I.
I didn't say he had his
Joe.
own G.I. Joe show. But that would have been rhyming too much. All right, so that's the left side of the bracket. We will post this on social media so you can keep this updated. And like I said, also send us your brackets and see what you guys have. We already have a couple from our friends, which I will obviously talk about after the show. Or after this. What? I didn't mean after the show. I meant to say after this little segment, I will tell you who they picked. But let's continue this first round. John Cena versus Junkyard Dog. This is the right side of the bracket, the John Cena bracket.
John Cena.
John Cena?
John Cena.
I have John Cena. Junkyard Dog was also very popular. It's really hard to compare people's prime right before WrestleMania because when you got to see him during WrestleMania, it was on the tail end, so you didn't know what they were really, capable of compared to people now because you see him so much more. But I also have Cena. Next one, Batista and Booker T. This is a real life rivalry. So, Price,
Can you dig it, sucker? Booker T.
I have Batista.
you already know who I have. Do I need to say it?
Sucker?
Yes.
Okay, Booker T.
Booker T is amazing.
Okay.
Next one. This is kind of an iffy one. Dusty Rhodes versus RVD.
The American Dream, Dusty Rhodes.
I have the whole damn show. Rob Van Dam.
Ooh. What do you got, Rich?
I'm going with Malloy.
No.
Yep.
Dusty.
Just so innovative with his stuff. I mean, obviously, that's the thing, too. Like, when we do these matchups, we're not saying one. I guess you are saying one's better than the other, but we're not also ranking them. It's like it's just a clash of styles, I guess. Like, Dusty Rhodes can beat Ernie Ladd or do all that, but.
Right.
So, just want to reiterate, I want people getting, furious and killing us or anything. Next one, Killer Kowalski or Ricky Steamboat. Killer Kowalski was a great wrestler, also trained a number of future Hall of Famers, i.e. Triple H. And then Steamboat, everybody knows what he was capable of, so Price.
Steamboat.
I have Steamboat.
Steamboat. That's
Steamboat
easy.
versus RVD would be one hell of a match. Just throw that out there.
That'd be the whole damn show.
That would be. Steel show. Steel whole damn show. Next one, Mick Foley versus Goldberg.
I have Cactus Jack.
So Mick Foley.
Yes.
I have Mankind.
I have Dude Love.
Yes.
Compare them all, Mick Foley.
Yes.
So basically, this is a 3-on-1 handicap match.
Yes. Goldberg would have taken that. He would have complained if he lost, too. I guarantee you.
He would have had hangnail.
Next one is a rematch of the WWF Championship match at Survivor Series 1995. Bret Hart versus Kevin Nash or Diesel. Boy,
I have Bret the Hitman Hart.
I have Bret the Hitman Hart.
I also have Bret the Hitman Hart. Just better wrestler and probably a better performer, too, overall. Next one, another good wrestling battle. Chris Benoit versus Rick Rude.
Who's that?
Who's who? This is anonymous versus anonymous. No, who is it? Who do you have?
I have Bleep. No, I have Chris Benoit.
Okay.
I have Ravishing Rick Rude.
Really? Do you really?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought I heard you say no. I have Chris Benoit, too. I'm sorry. Boy, I picked you twice out of the 6 times. So, I mean, it's not like I'm completely against you. Next one. Some could say Nick Bockwinkel was The Rock before The Rock with the way he would talk trash and say he was better. He was almost like a Flair, too. But Nick Bockwinkel versus The Rock. Price.
Rocky Maivia.
I have the People's Champ.
I had the most electrifying match for today, The Rock. All right, here comes the Hulk Hogan bracket to finish out this first round and finish out the segment. Hulk Hogan versus Rey Mysterio. Literally the guy who hated wrestling with small people and arguably the greatest little man in wrestling history. Price.
I don't know why Ray's on here. Hulk Hogan.
What do you mean? He changed the game. You even said it. You said he ruined it. I say he changed it. But
Can't
I
change
have
the game
Mr.
until you
America.
change yourself.
what do you say?
Can't change the game until you change yourself.
I don't know what that means.
Stop,
I mean,
stop.
now he's stubborn, but before he was just doing moves that nobody's ever seen. But anyway, next one, Roddy Piper and Dean Malenko. I also had Hogan, by the way.
Piper.
Piper?
I have Piper.
I really want to pick Malenko because he was such a great wrestler, but Piper's just too legendary all around, so Piper as well. Next one, really good wrestling match if it was to ever happen. Eddie Guerrero versus Harley Race.
King Harley Race.
Harley Race.
Well, I lost. I had Guerrero.
Yes.
Haha, in your face.
You will not have a winner.
How many times did you guys
agree?
Twice.
What I had.
That was the second time you guys agreed on, right?
Twice. Yes.
Cool. Next one, Randy Orton versus Bam Bam Bigelow.
Out of nowhere, Randy Orton.
The Legend Killer.
That's
Something
good.
else, come on.
Do I need to say mine?
Yes.
Randy Orton.
Okay.
Bam Bam Bigelow is one of the best big man, though, I might add. But
Yes.
Orton's just too good. Underrated as well. Next one, Kurt Angle versus Vader. Vader also a very underrated big man, but Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle.
Kurt Angle?
I have Kurt Angle.
I also have Kurt Angle.
Nice.
Getting to the finish line here of the first round. Really good battle here. Randy Savage versus Gorgeous George.
This was a complete flip, but I went with Macho.
I went with Macho Man.
I also went with Randy Savage. Like I said, Gorgeous George is. I mean, it's easier to find footage on him, but I mean, if before internet, it was probably impossible. But he was really entertaining. He knew how to do entertainment outside of the ring, and he's kind of an innovator of that. But Savage, everybody knows what he's done overall. Next one, very, very difficult matchup too. Brock Lesnar versus Daniel Bryan. Price.
Brock Lesnar.
I have Brock Lesnar also.
Oh, it's so torn, but I picked Lesnar as well. Actually, Price could attest to it. I flipped a coin,
Tails was Daniel Bryan.
and it ended up being heads. So Brock Lesnar. Final one of the first round, which will close out our segment. Lou Thez versus Shawn Michaels. Price.
HBK.
I have Lou Thez.
Really?
Yeah.
Whoa, look at that. Sorry. I like the sleeper pick, but
Oh, man.
on our official scoreboard here, it's not going to work.
You
'Cause
know
I
Lou
have Shawn
Thez versus
Michaels.
Lesnar would be? That'd be an amazing match.
It would be good. You're right. But you have to go with who's the greatest of all time.
Lou
I'll
Thez,
be-
he's the innovator, bro. He's the innovator of Lou
the-
Thez Press.
Yeah, so
Yep.
Sweet Chin Music.
Austin.
Everybody copies it now.
No, he threw a super kick.
Sweet Chin Music.
Lou Thez Press.
Anyway.
Whatever.
Yeah, like I said,
digress.
please fill out the brackets. Let us know. We have a couple from our friends. We have one from my friend Matt Uzako. His final four was Undertaker, Triple H, Hulk Hogan, and Cena, I believe. Yes. No, I'm sorry. Yeah, Hulk Hogan and Cena. And then his final two was Hulk Hogan and Undertaker, with Undertaker winning. Also, he said it's the month of March, and it reminds him of WrestleMania, where WrestleMania reminds him of Undertaker, so it's kind of easy. We have another guy, another friend, Jordan Flaherty. His final four was Steve Austin versus Chris Jericho, and then the other side was Bret Hart versus Shawn Michaels. That'd be just a great. If this was an actual tournament, I can only imagine how heated that rivalry would have been. And then in the championship, he has Jericho versus Michaels, and Michaels winning the whole thing. Let me go to my other page here because we had some on our group page and we had some on our fan page. We had one from Mike Danilevich. He said it was, let me see, I'm sorry. I believe he had Bruno. Yeah, he had Bruno and Hogan in the final two. His final four was Undertaker, Bruno, Bret Hart, and Hulk Hogan. Final two is Bruno and Hogan, with Bruno winning. And then my mother chimed in. She wanted to be nice. And she had Undertaker, Triple H, Mick Foley, and Shawn Michaels, with Shawn Michaels winning against Undertaker. She's always been a Shawn Michaels fan, so that wasn't really surprised me. It was too biased.
As Mr. T would say, treat your mother right.
That's another thing, too. Hall of Fame, which thank you for reminding me, Jacqueline.
Hey.
Yes.
There you go. Like I said, fill out your brackets. Let us know. If we snub people, let us know. If you agreed with the field, let us know. We love to interact with you guys on social media.
I think Abdullah
Boy.
Butcher should be in there.
Okay.
Just throwing that out
You
there.
just missed a great segue.
All right, well, the segue. I'm segueing myself. You guys can find us on a bunch of social media places.
Tell us where.
I tell us where because I pity the fool. You can follow us on Twitter at The PriMalLow Show. You can listen to us on SoundCloud, The PriMalLow Wrestling Show. Like us on Facebook, The PriMalLow Wrestling Show. You could also be a part of our group. Hang out with us. Talk to us. The PriMalLow Wrestling Show group. You could also read what we write at Blogger. The PriMalLow Wrestling Show.blogspot.com. And listen to us on YouTube, brother. the PriMalLow Wrestling Show for our weekly episodic episodes.
I apologize for that, but I know you tried a little too hard, but I still give you props. Thank you guys for tuning in. Next week is episode 51, where we are going to proceed with this tournament and just copy or cover the second round. Hopefully we can add a little bit more detail since there won't be as many matches. So, like I said, one more week closer to WrestleMania, so we'll talk about that, obviously. And episode 51 shall be fun. You guys want to do your sign-offs?
Lord have mercy.
Thank you, guys. See you next week.